Boom. That's it. We're live and we're cranking it. This one's going quick. What's up, everybody that catches our meeting? This is the second meeting of September, our final meeting of our technically off month. At what cost is sleeping and recharging batteries. I wanted to keep the streak alive. We've been meeting and talking every other Wednesday night for almost a full year now. This is our 24th meeting. We hold them every other Wednesday at 8 o'clock. You can join live and chat in the Discord channel. You can see right here, it's just me. Everybody's resting up and sleeping. We decided to take the month of September off on the other side of our contract ratification, and kind of just everybody wanted to unplug and recharge and, kind of recenter their focus after what was a very intense contract campaign and very revealing for a lot of us in terms of what our interactions with our union were looking like and were going to look like going forward. So, exciting stuff. Happy Wednesday. Happy September. Been a crazy month. We've got a lot going on still out there in the union world. On the social media side of things, we like to update everybody on how that's going, because us talking to each other, working people, communicating with each other, W working people, communicating with each other, talking to each other, having these kinds of conversations with each other. Either even if it's in real time live, like that's great. Or like the break room conversations, or like where the magic really is. But even if you're catching this content later and it's getting you thinking about it for the first time, that's what's really important. And social media is a huge way to connect across these vast geographical distances. Like, for those of you in the UFCW, you know how atomized it's gotten, which means like broken up into smaller pieces. All of us are in our stores. There's only 100 of us, ish, in each store, and there's 25,000 of us in our locals. So, how do we connect if our union doesn't have meetings, doesn't have events that support us getting together and building solidarity? We do stuff like this, and we make social media pages, and we connect with each other, and we do it ourselves, right? So that's what we've been working on. That's what we've been doing. The Discord server, the screen you see over here, is our main meeting spot. We get in the hall. That's where a lot of our chats go on. But you can see we've also got other rooms here for various stores that have asked for rooms. Meat Cutters have a room. We just started a book club that we'll talk about. We've got contract conversations and the information on our union, on the group, places to get merch, all that kind of stuff. This is the Discord server. It feels like a lot and seems like a lot for people who don't use Discord, but I highly encourage you to check it out. And if you do use Discord, if you use it for gaming or whatever, it's a great platform. It's a good platform. So check it out. Join. We've got channels. There's links in the description of the YouTube video. Links on all our flyers. If you see any of our QR codes, they take you to a page that looks like this. I'll bring it up on the screen. This page right here, when you scan the QR code, this is where you go. And this can take you to the YouTube page, Facebook channel, Instagram, Discord server, the store, and it can give you an opportunity to fill out a contact form, which will make sure that anytime we send out text messages or emails, you can get those as well. So those are all the ways that you can interact with At What Cost, and I highly encourage you check them out and you do so, and add your voice to this conversation, right? Like, you don't want it to just be me. You want it to be as many people as possible. We need every union member out there, and in reality, every working person. But every union member needs to take that that role and responsibility very seriously. Recognize the fact that you pay your dues to get into the gym, but you got to go work out. You got to do the work, right? And the more of us matter, right? No one person's gonna be able to fix this thing we got going on where we're going to work every day and somehow still can't pay our bills, right? So we got to jump on
Hey,
that together. What's up,
who are
Alex?
you
It's good to
talking
see you,
to?
man. We're live right now on YouTube, so this is like all recorded and goes up on the channel. And so right now I'm talking to you and myself and anybody who happens to catch this later down the road.
Okay, I was just wondering if there was some conversation being
Yeah, no, there's that's so funny, dude. Yeah, it was just me in the Discord server, and Alex popped in. What's up, Alex? It's good to see you, brother. The YouTube chat is up, and I don't see anybody in YouTube right now, but that's also another place where people could be interacting. So that's where everybody could be. But just a reminder, I do sometimes forget, but for people who do join the meeting live in Discord, this is recorded and goes up on YouTube later. So whatever you say exists on the internet forever. So make sure it's part of your manifesto.
Hmm. I've been having a fairly busy week with holding a grand reopening, so I've just been working crazy amounts of overtime.
Nice. Well, that sucks time wise, but paycheck wise, it's always nice to get a little extra in the check.
I mean, yeah, it kind of feels like you're being squeezed like a grape.
Yeah, when it's not, when it's like, against your will, that's not cool. When you feel like you're
I mean,
being,
it's not against my will. It's just working like a 65-hour week
yeah,
just takes a lot out of you if you're voluntarily doing it.
yeah, I feel your pain, bro. You're preaching to a former salaried store director who has a record shift of 31 hours consecutive. So, and remember that's its salary. So I was not getting paid for it. I was volunteering my time. It is an absolutely brutal working environment out here in these stores. And you're working for Kroger, I'm working for Albertsons. Same song and dance, right? I mean, we're living in the same worlds, even though it seems we're 2,000 miles apart. We did a whole episode about that, but we got the same struggles.
I mean, I wish I was. I wish we were paid
Wish what?
and like overtime was something I can't really pass up.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. I hear you on that, dude. I got a good contract to talk about here in just a second. Uh,
Oh,
let me crank through this. Yeah, a good contract passed. Instagram, two good contracts actually. I'll bring up. Instagram followers. Jake is killing it over on Instagram. They've gained 12 followers up to 188. Shout out to Jake running the Instagram page. Facebook is up to 100, or not up to, it stayed flat, 126 members. So we've got 126 people in the Facebook group. Shout out to everybody on the Facebook page. Keep inviting people that you know that work in local 8 in Facebook into the group so that they can stay connected to everything that's going on. Jenica and Gina are running the Facebook page over there, so shout out to them for that. And then we've got the YouTube channel, which it's been cool doing all the YouTube shorts and getting to. It's been crazy how many international people have been connecting to the channel through like some of the conversations I've been having about the Italian dock worker strike. But shout out to all of them, solidarity like across the ocean. Like in all honesty, like working class solidarity across the globe would change things on a huge scale. So I'm definitely not opposed to that. But that's been kind of interesting to see and get to interact with. So that's been awesome. 17 new subscribers on the YouTube channel, up to 141 there. That's cool. And TikTok is just chilling. The person who started that page is no longer with the company. We have access to the account if anybody wants to take it over. It's there. It's languishing at 1,437 followers. So check it out. Once again, in the agenda, link is here for you to join any of our channels. You can get there live. I'm gonna go ahead and throw it in the YouTube chat so it's available for there for people who catch this later. But that can connect you to any of those channels that I just talked about. So whichever one you use, feel free to hop in. And if you happen to use a different social media platform, reminder that this is, at what cost is kind of a movement. It's not an organization that's owned or ran by anybody. So if you want to start a platform just like these other people did, please do. I highly recommend it. And yeah, with that, we're rolling on. We don't really need to talk too much about what cost is. Everybody here that is currently present and participating knows what this is all about. So, real quick, contracts. The Teamsters are killing it. First of all, they Republic Services over in your neck of the woods more so than mine, Boston, Massachusetts. They just ratified a contract after an 11-week strike with Republic Services, and they got 46% or 47% raises over the life of the contract. I shared in the Discord server a picture of their contract wage table, and it is it's absolutely insane how much money they were able to pull in. I think they're going from like $32 an hour right now to what is going to be $46 and change at the end of their 5-year contract. So $15 raise, and everybody, like near everybody, is getting the same pay. So if you're a driver, that's your wage. If you're a driver's helper, that's your wage. Pretty awesome. It was like a UAW looking contract in terms of how much the big pay jump they got. So shout out to Teamsters Local 25 in Boston. And the 11-week strike was crazy because you think we'd hear more about it. It was kind of in the news. It definitely hit my algorithm, but it's kind of all that's coming through my feed these days. Uh, but you didn't really see too much about it. What's up, Kevin? It's good to see you, brother. You didn't see too much news about it, and like it kind of faded away. But trash was piling up like all over the place because these are the garbage men, the trash collectors that were on strike, and they held the line for 11 weeks and ended up getting that 47% raise, or 46%, I think, and to what is going to end up being $46 and change for a contract. So super sick, uh, pretty impressive. And it didn't stop there. I got a text today from a brother, a Teamster driver in Stockton, Local 439. Shout out to you guys. I got a text just updating me on the contract that Orange County Local 952 Teamsters drivers got for Albertsons and their contract. They didn't have to go on strike, they just bargained for it. Immediate $4 raise, immediate, and $10 over the life of the contract. What's going on? That's Albertsons. So that's my company, the same company that can't afford to pay me more than $1 a year. For some reason, the Teamsters got a $4 immediate raise, $10 over the life of the contract. It's not about the company. All these companies, these billionaire companies, these Fortune 100 companies, these companies just so rich in cash that they're buying their own stocks back from the market to inflate the value of their company, and pumping that excess value created from that scam out to shareholders to keep them around. Those companies are the same across the entire country. They're screwing our brothers and sisters over in 700 in Indiana with unlivable wages. They're screwing us over here in California with unlivable wages. What do we have in common? We're both UFCW. What's wrong with UFCW? It has no fight. Nobody's scared of this union. No one's willing to strike. We've got Teamsters winning big money across this country. UAW's right behind them. Today on the YouTube short that I did, check it out, talked about Sean Fain and the gauntlet that he threw down for the big three auto manufacturers in 2028. He gave a speech in this year, the year of our Lord, 2025. He got on mic and he said, in 2028, in 3 years, here's what we're coming for. we're going to get defined benefit pensions back, which means that your company is going to be on the hook for contractually a pension plan that gives you a set dollar amount every month. Not a 401k plan, not some supplemental lease plan, something tied to the market that goes up and down based on the value of the stock that's held. No, no, no. You as the worker don't have to carry that burden. Your pension is guaranteed. That's what we lost a while back, not that long ago in reality, but we lost defined benefit pension plans in exchange for defined contribution pension plans. And Sean Fain said in 2028, we're going for that back. And then he said, retirees, they're getting health care till they die. We're bringing that back too. Apparently, that used to exist. I had no idea. So he threw down on those two, like, those are huge claims, right? You're talking like big money from these companies and big gains for the worker. And he said basically you've got 3 years to prepare because we're coming for it and we're going to get it. That's the kind of union, that's the kind of leadership I want to see. That's the kind of fight that I want from the UFCW when it comes to taking on these big multi-billion-dollar corporations that think that they can not only like get caught for and have to pay fines for price gouging customers, but also suppressing the wages of their employees to the lowest possible number, uh, and now pushing them beyond the point of a livable wage where they're having to pick up second jobs and supplement their income somehow with what used to be a very secure middle class job. So the company does not matter. It's the union. These are billion-dollar corporations. If your union's not winning you big contracts, I think it's time that you consider getting involved more directly in fixing that and changing that. And I recommend every person out there that hears this message and thinks that they have a way to improve their union goes to their union meeting and expresses that and sees what happens, and then comes back and joins the reform movement. Um, but yeah, shout out to the Teamsters for some big wins. Actually, looking forward to going to Newark, California on Sunday, October 5th. Five of us from At What Cost are going to go hang out with our brothers and sisters down in Stockton, Local 439, and Sean O'Brien. And we're going to get to talk about the union election that they've got coming up and the slate that they're running for the International Teamsters Union. And we've been invited to participate in that. And so I just, thank you to my brothers and sisters in the Teamsters who are supporting, union members trying to get involved in unionism and not finding any avenues to do so in the UFCW. It's been really badass and inspiring to have support from other working people, other unions, and get to build our knowledge and our expertise and our awareness, and get involved and feel like we're part of something bigger than ourselves with your support. So thank you for that. Moving on, shout out to Wes from UFCW Local 5. He's been hanging out with us. He started a UFCW Local 5 chapter of At What Cost. So, if you're out there in Local 5, find Wes. And he had an idea for a book club, so we fired it up. Alexander, you're more than welcome to join us. We're going to do book club every other Wednesday. It's going to be alternating, so our not meeting Wednesdays. We're going to do our first one next week, October 1st. It's going to be at 8 o'clock, so I know it's late for you, but it's going to be at 8 p.m. our time. And we picked a book, American Trade Unionism. We're going to do the first 15 chapters. They're really short chapters. They're not very long. The book's available on YouTube, so if you can listen to it. It's there's a person that's reading this book out, and it's really interesting. It's definitely a guy going through the early days, like no joke, like the beginning of the labor movement. So it's pretty fascinating to hear the role that all these unions played at the time, and some of them were pretty rough and pretty not member friendly, like we're noticing these days. You know what I mean? So it'll be cool to talk about that. We're gonna burn through this book in just a couple weeks. Like I said, you go through the chapters pretty quick when you're listening to them. But chapters 1 through 15, and then we'll do the second half of the book on the next meeting, and then we'll roll on to another book. And this At What Cost Book Club is just a way for members that want to have another, touch point with their rank and file community members, help build solidarity in a collective event. It has that benefit, but also it's got the side benefit of getting access to additional knowledge and information that you may not have been exposed to, and then get the benefit of then talking about that knowledge and information with other people who are doing the same thing. And that's kind of where the best ideas come from and the best thoughts come from, is when like they're not had in a vacuum, right? You're out there doing it in the wild with other people. So check that out if you're interested. We are gonna put those meetings up live, so you'll be able to hang out in the YouTube chat, and you'll be able to watch those conversations afterwards if that's the kind of stuff you're into. It's pretty like nerdy, in the weeds stuff, but I totally dig it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not. I shout out to Wes. Like I said, I'm not the kind of person that would probably start a book club, but I feel like I would join every book club I got invited to. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. I think they're cool, but I'm not cool enough to start one. Uh, on we roll. Talk about some of the hangout events that we have real quick, and then we're gonna wrap this thing up. Friday night basketball. It's going on every Friday night. Shout out to Robbie, Aiden, Kevin, everybody that's out there balling, and at Enterprise Park in Reading every Friday at 6 p.m. There's plenty of park space available around there, like not car parking, but like grass and like huge trees, like it's fully shaded, massive playground. If you don't feel like playing basketball, like that, what I'm saying is just know that it's a big public park, and it would be cool to have more people come kick it. I don't necessarily play basketball all the time that I'm there. A lot of times I'll just take an ice chest full of water and kick it on the sidelines and spit propaganda out while they're playing basketball. It's like I have a captive audience on the court that has to listen to me yell like, "We're not making living wages," every time we miss a shot. Uh, so come hang out Friday nights, and like I said, ton of love to Robbie for continuing to keep this thing going, dude. I really appreciate it, man. These are the things that build the solidarity we need to know that we've got each other's backs when it comes time to taking action, right? So appreciate all that. Jake, who wasn't able to make it tonight, did want me to let everybody know that uh, the beer halls and break rooms event on Tuesday, which has been a little bit of a hiatus, is going to be firing up again soon. So stay tuned for that. He's been meeting up Tuesday nights at 6 p.m. in Sacramento and just kicking it casual at like a beer hall, having a couple drinks, eating appetizers, whatever, talking shop. So keep your eyes peeled for that and check it out. And then wrapping this thing up, I just wanted to let everybody know that I partnered up with the Shasta County Food Not Bombs Winter Clothes Drive. They are doing it with the Far NorCal DSA, and I got the managers up here in the northern area to agree to put some boxes in the break room. And so we did that today. I think I shared a picture. I'm not sure. Actually, it looks like I didn't. I thought I shared a picture in here, but I didn't. I'll share it in the hall. I shared it in some of the other groups that we're in. And what we're doing is a winter clothing drive for the month of October. And I'm going to go in the break rooms that I have these boxes set up in, and we're going to pull the clothes out and collect them. And then at the beginning of November, we're going to hold an event where everybody that wants to can come and just get any of the clothes that they need and come pick up anything, and free of charge, and make sure that you got what you need to stay warm this winter. So we're it was really cool for the managers to support that. The idea of putting it in the break rooms instead of in the lobbies of the stores is, I think it's important for us as coworkers to start stepping up and supporting each other where we can, and also like becoming good stewards of our community and helping out those in need with things like donating clothes that we're no longer using or wearing or need ourselves onto somebody else who can make use of those, and making that connection between each other, because again, when we need to call that action, when we need to step out on the street and say that this company's not showing us the respect we need, we want the community to know that we're good people, that we're human beings, and that we're, stewards of our common good, that we're out there like fighting together for the same thing, which is the betterment of our lives, right? So thank you to management. Shout out to them. I haven't been shouting out management very often lately, but I really do appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to put those boxes in the break room. And shout out to Food Not Bombs, Shasta County Food Not Bombs organization for kicking off the drive. And like I said, Far NorCal DSA is who I'm connected through to bring that into the Safeway stores. So that's that event. And with that, that's a wrap. We kept this baby down to 25 minutes. It's probably the fastest meeting in record, but we weren't supposed to have these. I just didn't want to break the streak. So we kept the streak alive. And shout out to brother Alex for popping in, bro. I was going to be in here by myself, but you showed up. So what up? And with that, we'll wrap it. We're going to hit the mic, call it a show. Thank you, everybody, for popping in, and we'll catch you next time.